Hello, this is What If Civilization started over Season 2, Episode 4. And this is basically this timeline of World War One, a lot earlier than in real life because we're in the late 1800s, specifically 1889. And what will happen is going to be different than what you usually see. As France is now in a civil war because of what they've done. So what basically happens is the Italians are getting gun side, so they just accept that they've lost and surrender some land, which goes in France's favour. But still, there's still this thing, which the British will actually give all their claims in France to. So basically, um, what will happen is a civil war, basically like how Russia played out in our timeline. So basically, the protesters are going to. It's basically democracy because this France is more or less a dictatorship. So it's basically not the Russian Civil War, but switched, but in France. That was not meant to happen. Just the little games, little setbacks, more gaining as they even circle. And then they even get support from neutral Spain to go through their land, which the main French government weren't expecting. And now they realise that it might be over, so they just decide to surrender. And they even give Italy some land back. This is what would happen after about a few years, as you see. Poland just decided to go on a rampage. They took Sweden's capital, kicked Germany out, took the, I guess you could say, the southern Polish country. New French government here, obviously. I guess you could say after that the Civil War has concluded. We're about a year into the war now. This is like a puppet state of Poland. This will probably become a puppet state for now. But what will actually happen? What is Sweden will actually be able to cut them into two, taking this region, which leaves them secluded in this mountainous region here. No, wrong colour, and even make their own little invasion. And also even making a naval landing. Norway makes a tough decision to surrender, and now Sweden is back. And they even take Poland's very important island here. They even managed to get back their capital city, and they're basically squeezing out the Poles. And they're left down to here. and they make their own, which actually works. And within 4 months, they actually managed to catch the capital city, make Poland surrender. So right now, you can see the trapezoid and the squares are winning. But now, about um, yeah, I guess to say that. So basically, what's happened here isn't good. But then, you know, Finland decides to invade Latvia and just completely takes the whole thing, just like that. And they don't even take the puppet state. They make their own way into here, spearhead towards Belarus. Belarus weren't expecting that. And they're gonna say to Russia, if you give us this land, but then again, no, Russia's not. They're just saying, if you give us this land, we'll send you our army as we're now neutral, but we're gonna send you our entire military. And Russia's like, okay, just occupying for now. And then say like the big powers such as the English, the Italians, maybe, and even Carthage. And you could just say Turkey. I mean, they have all of this, and even Mesopotamia and Iran. Russia's like, you know what? We're tired of fighting. It's been a while. Can we please have some sort of peace treaty and a temporary world peace through Europe? And everyone's gonna agree for now. So they're gonna make a temporary peace treaty, but it's 1800s Europe, and we all know that won't last long. But let's have a look at it anyways, because why not? This is the peace treaty of, I guess you could say, this world's version of maybe Napoleonic Wars. Not really World War One yet, because that would have lasted a lot longer, I would have said. But Russia loses any access they may have had due to a deal with Finland. But then again, Sweden has gained a lot. They've gained Polish, Lithuania, they've gained all of Norway. And France had been stripped of some land from Italy. Germany doesn't take anything, but Belgium takes a lot of land. Uh, yeah, so this is basically, I guess you could say, the peace treaty of the first major war in this series, I think. Well, Norway's more or less a puppet state, which will in fact be integrated into Sweden. No, not you, Russia. So will Lithuania eventually. It will also be integrated into the Swedish Empire. Norway, Sweden. And Norway does recognise that they will be helping trapezoids in the future. And a separate deal, the English buy Northern Ireland from Scotland. Uh, Actually, that's what they would have thought. But Wales, but it's not only that. Wales are actually very well rich in this universe, and they were the ones who actually funded the device. I think I said Egypt. Yeah, but this will do it for, let's just say, the Great European War, the First European War. It's not a world war because it only really happened in mainly Central Europe or Western Europe and maybe Nordics a bit because Turkey didn't join in, Greece didn't join in, Romania didn't join in, Ukraine didn't join in, Carthage didn't join in, I don't think. Italy joined in, obviously. But yeah, that will do it for this episode of What If Civilization Started Over.